At the end of a narrow cobblestone street in Greenwich Village, Manhattan, tucked between a tiny bookstore and a vintage record shop, there was an extraordinary tea shop. There was no sign, and its wooden door was always slightly ajar. Only those fated to notice it ever did, and those who entered were never quite the same afterward. The proprietor, a silent old man known simply as Master Shi, had eyes that seemed to peer directly into one's heart. Rumor had it that his tea could let you taste the very flavors of life itself: joy, sorrow, love, regret. Each cup a journey through memory. Emma Carter, a graphic designer in her late 20s, felt trapped in the relentless pace of Manhattan. Her tiny apartment overlooked the busy streets near Washington Square Park, and every day blurred into the next. Client meetings, email chains, endless revisions. The world outside was vibrant and alive, yet she felt as if she were moving through it behind a fogged window, disconnected and drained. One rainy evening, after an especially grueling day, Emma ducked into an alley near her office to escape the sudden downpour. Neon lights reflected off the wet pavement, but something else caught her eye. A soft golden glow spilling from a doorway she had never noticed before. Without thinking, she walked toward it, the sound of her heels clicking against the wet stones. Warmth radiated from inside as if calling her. Guided by an invisible hand, she pushed open the door and stepped inside. The tea shop was small, yet impossibly vast. Warm light glimmered against wooden shelves lined with porcelain cups and jars of dried petals. The faint scent of sandalwood curled through the air, mingling with the sweet aroma of brewing tea. One customer sat quietly, shoulders shaking, tears falling into a cup of clear liquid. Master Shi, behind the counter, simply refilled his cup with water and whispered, "The memory is too strong. It needs to be diluted." Emma hesitated near the doorway, unsure whether to leave or approach. The tension in her chest urged her forward. I don't want anything special," she said finally. "I just want to forget my current troubles." Master Shi studied her for a long moment, his gaze calm, yet penetrating. Without a word, he began preparing a cup of tea, unlike any she had ever seen. Deep purple liquid swirled in the porcelain, petals floating and slowly sinking, as if time itself were moving within the cup. He set it gently in front of her. "This is yesterday's blossoms," he said softly. "It allows you to return to a memory of your happiest time, to temporarily forget the present." Skeptical but desperate, Emma took a small sip. Immediately, the room shimmered and wavered like water, colors blurring, sounds softening. The walls of the tea shop melted into sunlight and laughter. She found herself sitting on a sun-dappled bench in Central Park, beneath the sprawling branches of a towering oak. The city's noise was gone, replaced by the laughter of friends, the rustling of leaves, and the distant hum of a carousel. She was surrounded by her closest college friends, before life had scattered them all. They were carefree, full of hope and mischief, talking about futures that now seemed impossibly distant. The air smelled faintly of roses and fresh-cut grass, a scent that reached deep into her soul. They teased one another, shared dreams, argued about music and movies, and planned a trip to the coast that would never happen. Emma laughed, genuinely, without the weight of deadlines pressing on her. Master Shi, polishing a porcelain cup with slow, deliberate movements, looked up, Because this tea reminds you that you have left that afternoon forever. Memories are beautiful precisely because they cannot be relived. Drinking them to escape the present is like drinking seawater to quench a thirst. It only makes the longing sharper. He poured her a cup of warm, plain water. The liquid was simple, unremarkable, yet as Emma held it in her hands, a sense of calm spread through her. "Do not seek to forget your present troubles," he said gently. "Use the warmth from that afternoon to brew a new pot of tea for today. Make your present as meaningful as your memories once were." Emma nodded slowly, feeling the truth of his words sink in. The golden afternoon she had visited was not a hiding place. It was a source of strength. She thanked Master Shi, paid, and stepped out of the shop. The rain had stopped, leaving the city streets glistening. She inhaled deeply, the familiar smell of wet asphalt and food carts mingling with the crisp scent of autumn leaves, and pulled out her phone. For a long moment she stared at her college group chat. Then, with a small, determined smile, she typed, "Hey everyone, it's been a while. Miss you all." She hit send, feeling a strange warmth bloom in her chest. The replies came almost immediately, one by one. Friends scattered across the country, some she hadn't spoken to in years, each message carrying laughter, familiarity, and warmth. Emma felt the weight in her chest lift, replaced by a gentle, grounding hope. She walked back toward her office, the city alive around her. Car horns and subway rumbles, the chatter of people rushing by, the neon glow reflecting off wet streets. All of it no longer felt oppressive. It was alive. It was real. And she was alive too. The memory was no longer a burden, but a quiet strength she could carry. Every step toward her office felt lighter, every breath deeper. Emma understood now that the past was never a place to linger. It was a guide to help her create her own warmth in the present. And somewhere in Greenwich Village, behind a slightly ajar wooden door, Master Shi continued polishing his porcelain cups, waiting quietly for the next visitor, destined to stumble upon the tea shop